Well, hello, this is Steve Samuel from Design Visionaries, and today I would like to share with you some fun things. Recently, I took a trip to Amsterdam, and in Amsterdam, in Holland, they have these beautiful, amazing windmills, and there's really a lot of technology behind them. They've got these outriggers, and they have this little winch, if you will, and they use this gear here to turn it into the wind. As you can see, there's these stones on the ground, and they take the chains and they put them around the stones, and then they winch it around. And then inside of the windmill, they have really cool wooden gearing. As you can see, they didn't let you that far in. See, there's a gate here, but you can see there's these wooden gears. And I think they're oak. I wasn't able to ask what they're made of, but it felt to me like it was oak. And the interesting thing was these teeth, these round teeth meshed with these kind of pointy teeth, and these round teeth would wear, and on each round tooth they had a little square kind of fixture, and the square fixture was what they used to turn the teeth. So as they wore on one side, they would turn them 90 degrees, and so you'd get the same tooth that you could use. It would extend the life by a factor of 4. So then I decided, oh, I really liked kind of learning about the different components of a windmill. It has a brake, and it has a cap, and it's got this thing called a dust floor. The windmills that I toured in Holland were for pumping water. They weren't actually mills. But then I decided, oh, it would be nice to kind of see what would be necessary to animate the gearing. So what I did was I made this gear. It's just two plates with pegs. And if you take a look here, I can show you that, let's do this, that each peg has the little socket, if you will. So that's how they're made. And they're basically sandwiched between these two big, huge wooden plates. They were massively heavy. The kind of connecting rod down here was like 18 inches by 18 inches, a solid tree. And so all of this stuff is on a massive scale. So anyway, I made the model, and then I did a number of rigid bodies. Here's a thing called the bearing block. I've got this coordinate system as a rigid body. I've got the large rotor. So all of these little teeth are separate parts. They're arrayed in this circular piece of wood, but I just selected them all and made them the large rotor. And then there was the small rotor. I'm missing the plate here. There it is. Okay. I made sure that there was even spacing in between these teeth and these teeth. I'm going to call it the pinion gear, was like 1.5 times the follower, or whatever you want to call it. And then I was ready to create all my joints. I did a fixed joint with this bearing block. I did a fixed joint with a coordinate system. I did a revolute joint between the bearing block and the main rotor, and a revolute joint between the small rotor and the coordinate system. And then, in order to make them rotate together, I did a contact. So right here on the large rotor, there's a contact, and then I put a contact on the small rotor, and those contacts contact each other, so that the gears are what's actually forcing them to go together. I didn't do, what I could have done was use a gear system, and the gear system just allows you to select two revolutes and relate them, but that wasn't as pure as having them actually contact. So I did that, and then finally I did a speed motor on the revolute, that controls the large rotor. I gave it 0.25 revs per second. So every 4 seconds it rotates around. And so there you have it. I find that some funny things happen with the teeth, a little bit funny with the contact. It starts off pretty good, and then at some point it gets a little confused, as you can see. It may be my spacing, but as far as I know, the spacing is mathematically perfect. So there's that, and that is the emulation of what really went on in the real thing. It was a wonderful trip to Amsterdam. I learned a lot. It was actually a Viking River cruise, so we went to France and we went to Germany and Switzerland on the Rhine River. So there's my sharing for the day. I hope you have enjoyed this. There's plenty more videos like this on the Design Visionaries YouTube channel. If you appreciated this little view into Holland, please like it and subscribe. I thank you very much for your viewership. As always, these things are so much fun to do and to share with you these kind of adventures in NX. So that's the animation package that I use for this, and thank you very much for your viewership.